It's great to be out camping again. It's been way too long. The last real camping trip I had was in October of 2019. That's about 10 months ago. So this is long overdue, and this is the first canoe trip I've done, a real canoe trip, since the long Bowron Lakes video that was 69 minutes long. No, that was not planned, just for the record. Okay? Got that? That was coincidence. Moving on. So, we're back here at Emar Lake Provincial Park. Emar Lake Provincial Park. Emar Lake Provincial Park. I don't know. Those are the three versions I've heard of the pronunciation. We're going to do the circuit here. It's supposed to take just a day. We're going to do it tomorrow. My two buddies are not here yet. They're going to be showing up quite early in the morning. I didn't want to get up at zero dark stupid in order to be here, so I came a day early. And enjoying the mosquitoes. And thankfully, a few wobbly pops. Stay tuned. Just as a heads up, I don't know how thorough this video is going to be, but I'm shooting it both on a GoPro and my Sony. I've been having issues with my GoPro. The last trip I did in October, it was almost entirely shot on my GoPro, and for whatever reason the files got corrupted and it wouldn't render, so that video never got to be done and completed, which was a real shame. I don't think it was my GoPro. I think it was user error, so don't run off and bash GoPro. I'm rather tech inefficient, or as I like to say, technically disinclined. Anyways, you might recognize this camp from my post Bowron Lakes video I did in, I believe, the spring of 2017 with my cousin. That was shot on an iPhone. So I moved up in the world in the last 3 years and got this new tent that was featured in the video. I think that was the very first trip I took this tent on. Off camera is my tarp in the same location as last time. No need to beat a dead horse. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm long overdue for these trips, both due to personal health reasons relating to physical health, nothing else, and the pandemic. It's been quite a challenge to get out there and do things, and my physical health is finally starting to get better, thanks to an old service injury from my Army days. And Veterans Affairs being their typical delay, deny, and hope you will die, because that's how they operate in this country. So please stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the video. I don't know what's going to come of it. I'm not exactly a YouTube sensation like Joe Robinet or Sean James or Survival Lily. Nor do I want to be. I like my humble YouTube channel. Thank you very much for tuning in, and stay healthy. This is Janice Lake, the very first lake at Emar Lake Provincial Park. The circuit should only take 5-ish hours tomorrow, but I thought I'd take a paddle out here this evening, since, as you can see, the water is like glass as the sun is setting. I think it's the 8th of August right now, if I remember correctly. Oh, fish jumped right at the bow of the boat. This lake is much bigger than it appears right now, because we're just in a bit of a bay, but it is the largest lake on the circuit. Judging by the map, a good 20 or 30 minute paddle, depending on your particular speed. I've never been out past this point. Last time I was here 3 years ago, we just paddled around this bay, my cousin and I. The weather wasn't particularly great here on this Saturday. We were supposed to do the circuit today, but Mother Nature had rather different ideas than we did once again. So we're hoping for tomorrow. We had lots of high winds today, and just out past this point there was even some whitecaps on the lake. We definitely didn't want to be out on a canoe circuit in those type of conditions, especially if your only way back is to come back through all those whitecaps. I value my life a little bit more than a good canoe trip. Wow. Fish jumped just off to the right. Must have cleared the water by at least 2 feet, maybe a yard. There's a fairly sizable lake here, pardon my English. It's fairly large. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's probably a kilometer to the shoreline in front of us. For those of you Americans, that's about 2/3 of a mile. You can probably hear right now on camera the only downside to this park. We're less than 600 meters from a highway. Luckily, it's a secondary highway that is rarely used. Very infrequent traffic here on Highway 24. Some might call it Highway 24. Very beautiful out here, considering all the mountain pine beetle devastation of this province. This area doesn't seem to have been hit too bad, but some of the firewood we've used was definitely trees killed by mountain pine beetle. I'm just going to turn back around, take a good look at this somewhat colorful sunset here at the beginning of twilight. It looks to be a campfire off in the distance. There's lots of smoke over there. I guess you could say it's a smoking place for a camp spot. Yeah. Dad joke extraordinaire. Thank you, thank you. I'm here all weekend. Didn't quite hear the round of applause from anyone, but I know it's out there. It is currently 8:35 on August the 8th in the wonderfully fun year of 2020. Please note the whole lot of sarcasm in that statement. Of two Frenchmen were fishing yesterday evening right around this time and came in and said they got 6 and they weren't out there for very long. I want to say 3 hours max. And I caught 6 around the islands on this lake. If I remember correctly, one of them said they were all trout. So this lake is definitely good for fishing. I don't know if it's a stocked lake or purely natural, but if it is stocked, I can't imagine it's stocked all that much, because this lake is not well fished like most lakes here in the southern interior of British Columbia. Most lakes in this area are stocked to some degree, which is unfortunate, but hey, supply and demand, right? For the Bowron Lake circuit, you're only allowed 60 pounds of extra weight, but there's lots of things that don't count towards that 60 pounds. So when I include both the weight allotment of 60 pounds and the things that don't count against that 60 pounds, I probably have a good 100 pounds of kit, plus my body. And that's when this canoe really shines at tracking well. Again, I'm being blown into this fallen log here. Gonna have to pop around. Oh, lots of small fish here amongst the rocks. Hundreds of them. Not much bigger than my thumb. And here we are, back into the Bay Area, where we are encamped. Thank you again for tuning in. Again, I hope all of you are staying healthy and practicing proper social distancing as you see fit.